But I've made the case I'd rather not sign anything until we sign the Save America. And the sad part is we probably have 5 or 6 senators that won't vote for it, Republican senators, and all of the Democrats.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So we all know that President Trump has been demanding the Save America Act for a very, very long time now. And Senate Republicans, Senate RINOs, they've been failing to produce and give the president what he's been asking for. Not just President Trump, because over 80% of Americans wants voter ID and for folks to show proof of citizenship before they vote. And Senator John Thune has been failing to produce for the American people. And President Trump is growing increasingly frustrated with these RINOs because they're failing to pass this bill. And President Trump sat down for an interview where he sent a direct message to Senator John Thune and the rest of the RINOs in the Senate that they need to pass this bill immediately. And we also have Democrats all throughout the country where they're canceling the 4th of July celebration, and now they're raising Somalia flags and choosing to celebrate Somalia independence over American independence. Let us get into it by starting with this video of President Trump sending a direct message to Senator John Thune and the rest of the RINOs in the Senate. Play clip.
How do we get there on Save America? What would you like Majority Leader Thune to add?
Well, I would like them to get it passed. What I'd really like is for them to
filibuster.
Kill the filibuster,
right.
Terminate the filibuster. When they terminate the filibuster, then they'll immediately approve the Save America and 100 other things. You could sit down all day long and just vote, and you'd have it. And the sad part is we probably have 5 or 6 senators that won't vote for it, Republican senators, and all of the Democrats. It's almost, I've said it, Republicans want to show everybody how they're not controlled, how they're so honorable, whereas the Democrat justices, and judges, by the way, and judges, they get up, Barack Hussein Obama appointed me, and I'm voting for him. Republicans don't do that. And I'm amazed. I'm not saying it has to be a loyalty test, but it's much different.
I agree with the president. Most Americans aren't looking for party loyalty. What they're looking for is for politicians that they send to Washington for them to actually produce for them. Because I've said this over and over. It doesn't make sense for the American people to vote for Republicans, give them the House, the White House, and the Senate, and they're still failing to produce for them. It just doesn't make sense at all. Even though we have the House, they've been trying everything to essentially get this bill passed or get it to the Senate where the Senate can actually vote on it and get it passed, because it has passed the House a couple of times. They have voted on this over and over, and one of the latest moves that the House been trying to do, they've tried to attach the SAVE Act to the National Defense Authorization Act, and this is that reporting. Play clip.
Attempted to tie the Save America Act with the National Defense Authorization Act for the Senate to take up. Johnson says he's now exploring other options to move the voter ID bill forward.
It is possible. We've got 2 or 3 different ideas on how to make the Save America measures fit into the budget reconciliation process. One of the ways to do it is to create a grant program to incentivize states to enact election integrity measures. There are other ways as well. We're discussing all those. That is going to be a big component of what we send to the Senate.
As you can see, Mike Johnson and his colleagues, his Republican colleagues over there in the House, they've been trying everything to get this bill passed, including trying to attach it to the National Defense Authorization Act, which is basically to fund the Pentagon. They tried attaching it, it failed. But Mike Johnson, he said he has a few more tricks up his sleeves. So we'll see exactly what they decide to do. But the senators, Senate Republicans, they cannot get this bill to the floor to vote on it to get it passed, which is just insane to me. And here we have President Trump speaking on the importance of the Save America Act, especially since the Supreme Court been making all those crazy rulings in regards to birthright citizenship. Play clip.
So I think the Save America Act is the most important thing that we'll have before us, and maybe for many years back and many years forward. It's voter identification with a photo. So you look at somebody, that looks like that guy. voter ID, it's proof of citizenship, and it's no mail-in ballots, except for the military. We're very generous on this. If you're sick, if you're just not feeling well, you can get exceptions.
That was President Trump on the importance of the Save America Act. So it just doesn't make sense why Senator John Thune, the majority leader in the Senate that's supposed to be leading, he's on vacation right now. He sent the Senate in recess, and he's on vacation right now. And the Save America Act still hasn't been passed. And the question is why? What is he doing? And let me know in the comments, do you think Senator John Thune should be replaced as majority leader of the Senate? And here we have Representative Anna Paulina Luna torching the Senate in regards to the Save America Act. Play clip.
Can you tell me what the hell is wrong with Thune? What people ask me all the time, why won't they do it? What are they gaining by not doing it other than just continuing to play the game?
You know, John Thune's GOP went to censure him. Then they said, well, if we censure him, it's going to give the Democrats a win. I would argue that, you know, when you have someone that's failing to deliver on one of the promises that the Republican Party made to the American people, then that's a failure in itself. And when you in the military, you learn when you have poor leadership, you don't blame the enlisted. You take responsibility as a commanding officer.
Correct.
So where is the responsibility taking of the Senate?
So here, Representative Anna Paulina Luna calling out Senator John Thune for his lack of leadership. And that's basically what it is. And she used the analogy of being in the military, and I can completely understand because I spent 10 years in the military, both as enlisted and as an officer as well. And as an officer, you have to take accountability for when things are going wrong and when things are going right, especially when they're going wrong. Recognize what is going wrong. How do we fix this? How do we get stuff done and correct stuff? But with the Senate, it's not like that. They're not passing the Save America Act. They're not looking, we cannot pass this bill or it's not being passed. How can we get this bill passed? And that is the difference between politicians and regular Americans, like people who serve in the military. They don't really care about the people that they serve. They really don't, because right now, Senator John Thune is on vacation. He doesn't care about anything. And here we have that story where cities all throughout the country, we're talking about Democrat cities, where they're failing to recognize or celebrate the 4th of July, which is Independence Day for this country, and they're choosing to celebrate Somalia, which we have no ties at all to Somalia. Play clip.
Well, not just celebrating, but honoring and remembering and ushering in the future. Some citizens are furious that Democrat leaders are celebrating another country's Independence Day. Cities including Boston, Buffalo, Minneapolis are flying the Somali flag.
Columbus, Ohio Parks and Recreation Department also announced that it was raising the Somali flag over its state capital. Well, of course, a total uproar ensued. Officials then went on to say the post itself was a mistake. Now, a foreign flag should never be raised over a government building, or frankly, any building in the United States. No flag should take precedence over the American flag ever.
As you can see, these Democrats, what they're doing, or Democrat cities with Democrat leaders all throughout the country, they're canceling 4th of July. They're canceling fireworks. They're canceling these traditional events. And then what they're choosing to do is to celebrate another country's independence. And let me know why you think this is in the comments. Why do you think Democrats all throughout the country, they're doing this? But my theory is that these people fundamentally hate this country. And they want to turn this country into all these different countries throughout the world that's failing. Because Somalia, can you tell me anything about Somalia? Anything that Somalia has created? Anything that Somalia has done for the entire world, for the entire planet? Other than pirates that were robbing ships. And here we have another video to show you. I believe this is in Buffalo, New York.
Let's go, guys.
All right, I'm gonna stop that right there because I don't understand what she's saying, what she's singing. I do not understand. I don't speak Mogadishu or whatever language they speak. But as you can see, they're raising the flag on or right before the 4th of July. And this is what the Democrats are doing. This is the reason why their party is being taken over by a whole bunch of socialists, because according to the Democrats, they have a huge tent. They have a big tent, which is just crazy to me. And that brings us to the end of this video. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Also, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.